Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. I'm your host, SunX, and with me today, as always, is our NHL analyst and expert, the grumpy old man. They say there's no shame in his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
That's right, Grumpy. That is you. Before we get into our show today, we got to go over some housekeeping as always. If you guys enjoy the content over here, and even if you don't, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, so we can juice up that algorithm and get this show out to as many people as possible. We want everybody watching this show. Um, yeah, we usually shoot to have the show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, and yeah, that's about it. Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so, Mr. X.
All right. I think we're golden. We're golden. So where did we touch base last show, Grumpy? I think we talked about the jersey designs, correct? I think we went through the four, or I think it was eight finalists. I
Yep.
think we did. And I think you said that there was a winner, correct?
I don't know if there's a winner or if they're close to having a winner, but I think it's going to be the Lighthouse is considered the favorite.
Okay, the Lighthouse is considered the favorite. I saw um something where it was like or I think cast your vote. Here we go. So these are the two finalists. Let me pop them up on the screen
Yeah,
here.
pop of the two finalists, please, Mr. X.
Those are the two. So it is between the Lighthouse
Tell-
and just the I don't even know what it looks like. These kind of look like the San Francisco Giants if they had a uniform.
Terrible, terrible.
Looks
Why are you gonna have
very similar to the Giants minus the gray.
it's terrible. They're terrible. It's just like the team, honestly. Terrible.
Yeah, I would say I'm surprised that it's even that close voting wise.
Who would you buy either one of those jerseys?
No,
No, no.
no,
I mean,
no
that's
shot.
what third jerseys are for, just to generate sales for the team. And
Yeah,
the
there's no
Islanders,
shot I'm buying either of those.
yeah. Which one? I mean, which one is worse, right?
The one that really has nothing going on, the one that just says Islanders.
That's it. The Lighthouse one looks for shit too.
Well,
Uh,
the issue is that patch is not a patch. It's like kind of like it's the Hurricanes how they have the flag, the flag jersey that they have. I'd never buy that jersey. It's the patch that's the main crest of the jersey that they're using for that. It's just no. It should be a secondary item on the jersey. It should not
it's
be the main centerpiece.
and the portion of the fan base that just hates the fishermen just hates the fishermen.
Exactly, and that's why that didn't move on.
And I never understood. I've never understood that type of logic. Like,
To
oh,
me,
the
to
team was
me,
bad. The team was bad when they wore that jersey, so you can't use that jersey again. As if the jersey has anything to do with how the team performs.
yeah, no, the jersey has nothing to do with how the team performs. But to me, it's just this is a secondary logo that they used as a main logo, uh, and the Fisherman's the main logo that they have for like their alternate uniforms. It's just not a fan. I'm not a fan of either of these uniforms. I will not be purchasing either of these
No,
uniforms.
it's going to generate no sales, none.
Yep. Well, it got the fans involved, so at least there's that.
How
And
many
God gave us something to talk about this off season.
how many fans have actually voted? Was it like 100 or 1,000?
I have no idea.
That
I
was
don't think they have.
501 votes to 499, or what does that say?
I don't know. I don't think. I don't think it actually has. No, it's 50.1 to 49.9. It doesn't have an actual like total number of
Yeah, so
votes
I'm
yet.
wondering. I'm wondering if it was 501 votes to 499. Only 1,000 people cared to vote. Maybe.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I have no idea. Honestly, this one isn't bad.
It's a little. It reminds me too much of the Kraken jersey, to be honest with you. But I
Okay,
don't. It's better than the other two.
it absolutely is. You can tell it's AI generated, but yeah, it's 1,000 times better than the other two uniforms. I like. Honestly, I would buy this. I would buy this. Maybe if the logo was a little bit different. I like the color scheme that they have on it though, with the light blue numbers and then
Okay.
kind of like the cream colored base. I think it looks nice. I think these ones look really nice.
Are there any other ones that we can look at?
This is just something that somebody posted.
Terrible, of course. What a disaster. What's coming after the final touches are in? What final touches? It's honestly that's the worst jersey ever.
Yeah, I think
It's already rigged. People are unhappy.
yep. What it's I mean now I'm
No,
not a huge fan
no,
of
no, no. Again, no for that. Even Donald Trump says no.
even Donald Trump says that. I think that's all the comments there. But yeah, would it surprise you if really it wasn't a fan vote
No, would
and
not.
they just make the selection of the jersey that they want to put in there?
That's what I think too. I just no, just unhappy. Not good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody says that my microphone sounds bad. I don't. Let me see something in the settings. Hold on. Okay, no, I mean I'm right next to the microphone. I don't know.
Magician Matt is not happy with you tonight at all, Mr. X. Your mic sucks donkey balls, X.
I don't know what to do. I'm literally right. My microphone is my computer, and I'm right next to my computer.
And it
So
says cream is a crap color. I agree with that too.
I don't know. See, I kind of like some of the cream uniforms. As the base,
Colors.
it gives it kind of like a vintage, like old look. I don't know.
No, not for the Islanders. It doesn't.
No, I guess not. I don't know. Those are your two finalists. So if anybody has a specific uniform that they really really enjoy, go out there and vote in between those two. Otherwise,
Who cares?
you're stuck with whatever gets selected. Yep.
Who cares? I've never seen a team go downhill so fast. We knew that was going to happen, though, right?
Yeah.
You knew it was going to happen when you're just scuffling around for years and years, trying to piece together a terrible, hopefully just squeak into the playoffs.
Okay, here's the wild thing. Round one results. The
Why?
Fishermen
Why would they do
had
what?
more votes than the one that moved on to the finals.
Yeah, I mean
How's it possible?
yeah. What the hell? You got the one Fishman jersey at 67.2.
Yeah, I think there was absolutely some fixing going on, Grumpy. The fix is in.
It's terrible.
Fix
They
is-
don't know how to count. Terrible.
Oh,
They mismanaged the third jersey just like they mismanaged the roster.
if you want, Matt Barzal shows you his favorite. We can go ahead and listen into this if you'd
Is
like.
he wearing a Vancouver Canucks jersey or Seattle?
He is not.
All right, let's get started. We are down to our final two jerseys here. It's been a long run. There's been so many great jerseys. I do really like the teal and the orange at the bottom. I think the Lighthouse is cool. I like the backing of the numbers. I think with the Lighthouse one, I would give it a little more flavor to it. Maybe something on the shoulder. I like both. I would love to wear both. Unfortunately, we have to pick one, and my choice is the Islanders jersey spelled out. It's got a third jersey feel. I love the green and the orange and the blue, and I love the idea of the logo being spelled out like that in the front. I think it just gives winter classic third jersey energy. So I would love to wear this one. I know the boys.
You know which one's going to be selected, right?
That one, that's shitty.
Regardless of what the fan vote is, you could put in 1 billion votes for the Lighthouse.
That shouldn't even have gotten out of the first round.
Yeah, I agree.
It's terrible. Terrible. I almost wish that they didn't even have this competition for the jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because they're just going to do what they want anyway. What's
Well,
the
obvious.
it should have been what's the worst possible jersey? That's the one they're picking. No one is going to buy that jersey. Well, I won't say no one, but it's not going to generate the sales that they hope. Is that fair to say?
No, it won't.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Well, now that the Islanders have failed in their third jersey search, how'd they do in the offseason, Mr. X? What do you think?
Not too good.
I've been saying, for a while that every other team seemed to improve, with the exception of the Islanders. And we did find an article from Sportsnet and because, everyone knows that I am a fan of lady writers, and I'd like to give them their kudos. Emily Sadler did a NHL offseason grades for the Metro Division, Mr. X.
Oh, okay.
And it's interesting, and I guess we're going to discuss that today. No,
let's do it.
Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to bring that up or not.
Well, who was it who made Emily Sadler?
Emily Sadler, and it's on Sportsnet. Metro Division off-season grades. I want to keep it suspenseful. We'll start from the top and go down. From Carolina all the way down. Oh, there we go. And I just found it was interesting. I mean, they're not lying. Now, Carolina Hurricanes, right?
Yep.
We got the Canes. And they gave them a C grade for the offseason. Now, I will say, no offense, Emily, but it's like you've only been watching hockey for maybe a couple of years. Just by some of the stuff that she's written in this article, she happened to bring to the forefront that, the thing with Carolina is they're always in on free agents and making big name trades. But that's really only been like the last couple of years. Before that, they were notorious for not going for free agents or going after making big trades at the deadline. So that's kind of changed. She gave them a grade of a C, which I guess that's okay. How much do the Hurricanes have to improve? I don't know. They just won the Stanley Cup. So
I don't think you can really improve more than NHL champion.
Yeah. And, and she talks about how they tried to sign John Carlson. And when they made a trade for him to try to sign him as a free agent, didn't work out. And losing Freddie Anderson. Okay, is Freddie Anderson really a loss? I don't think so.
No.
Might they need to get another goalie to go with Brandon Bussey? Perhaps. But I think of all the teams in the Metro who could have got a C, who would have got a C, it could have been the Hurricanes because they don't really need to improve really much. They've got a lot of young guys coming up onto the roster. They've turned over their defense in 2 years, and they've done a nice job, adding players on the fly within 2 years, turning over that defense, which was aged, and now it's one of the younger units on the team with more guys coming all the time. Carolina knows what they're doing. They're a good, smart franchise. I wish the Islanders would run like them. Unfortunately, they're not. Next up, we're going to talk about our friends in Columbus, the Blue Jackets, the only jersey worse than anything the Islanders could put out in the Metro Division is Columbus's jersey. They get themselves a B. They acquired Valerie Nestukin. That's it. You got it. And Ryan Lombard, he's a solid bottom six forward. They lost Boone Jenner, been with the team for a long time, been injured the last number of years. How do I know? I've had him on my fantasy team. He's always on the injured list, and he'll do something, and then he'll flop. Mason Marchment, they also lost. Okay, no big deal. The thing is, there was big rumors that Zach Werenski wanted to leave. Well, that's kind of calmed down, and the same thing with Marchenko, and he's still with the team. Sometimes a little bit of time is all some of these
players need.
That's all they need, that the organizations, things cool down.
Yep.
It's a long time from the end of the regular season to the start of the next year. So They gave Columbus a B. I think that's a fair grade for Columbus. Is Columbus, a threat for a top 3 spot in the Metro? I don't think so. Next comes our friends, the Jersey Devils. Emily gave Jersey a B+. They added Evan Rodriguez from Florida, Jesper Boquist from Florida, Anthony Mantha, who is a good pickup for them, David Rittich, formerly the Islanders, and they lost Jacob Markstrom and that contract. They have a new GM named Sonny Mehta, and I think he did a pretty good job. Looking what he did, kind of rebuilding that team, but everyone knows Jersey's going to go as the Hughes boys, their health dictates, right?
Yep.
You know that he wants to sign the best Matthews, Quinn Matthews, I don't know if that's going to work out. Don't go too fast. Please, please don't go too fast.
I'm not going too fast.
I'm talking about team and you're already down to the next team,
grade.
you're
You're
going,
already gone over the grade.
right? So we're going to say that Jersey, a B plus. I wouldn't give them a B plus. I'd give them a B. I still think they're going to be approved. Are they going to make the playoffs? I don't think so. We're going to save the Islanders for last, okay? So just, they're the team. That's the team everyone wants to talk about. We'll talk about them last. I believe you skipped the team before them, maybe Pittsburgh.
The Islanders was the team that I skipped, I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to say no. Okay, there we go. They're the Rangers. There you go. The Rangers.
Lucky.
The Rangers offseason in A. Now, I think the Rangers have had a really good offseason. They lost Vinny Trocheck. They were looking to salary dump him. No problem there. They didn't bring Dorofeyev in, who's been good. They gave him a ridiculous contract, but we're just talking about improving this year, not 7 years from now. Oliver Bjorkstrand, very solid forward. Sean Dursey, good defenseman. Marcus Peterson, good defenseman. And Corpy Corpusalo in goal. He's a backup, but that's all you need when you have Shesterkin as your starting goalie. And they got an A. Okay, great. Is that A going to be good enough for the Rangers to make the playoffs? No. I don't think so.
It's a step in the right direction, though.
Absolutely. And it's interesting how, when the Rangers, and they mentioned it 8 years after the Rangers leadership penned that infamous letter telling fans of the long rebuild to come, GM Chris Drury, let me see if I can pull it up. Chris Drury made it clear that this time would be different. It's not a retool. It's a retool, not a rebuild. I hate when they say that. It's the same damn thing. It's the same thing, right? And but adding Dorofeyev was a good move by the Rangers. He's young, 25. He helps the Rangers. He absolutely does. Will the Rangers be better than the Islanders? I know that's the big one, right? Are the Rangers better than the Islanders? Yes. I think they're close. I think they're better than the Islanders right now with the additions that they made. I just do.
We said it last week. If the Islanders get one injury, that's it for them.
Right.
For the year. So.
And now let's go
on by tooth and nail.
Right. We'll talk about our boys, the Flyers. Their biggest acquisition was bringing Joseph Wall, a goaltender. I thought that was a good move for them. They wanted giving her a grade of the Flyers
giving the Flyers a grade of a B minus.
A B minus, and I think that's fair. I know that they tried to get Leo Carlson from Anaheim, didn't work out. That's going to hurt them later, and Anaheim has problems now. Carlson signed that big deal. Now with Anaheim, he's going to be there for the foreseeable future. And Cutter Gauthier, they have a problem with him. He's already turned down $13 million a year. We know that was going to be a problem for them. Gauthier just might be a guy, I'm just in it for the money. He's just looking for the most money, possible. I don't know. But we knew that could be a problem for Anaheim. And it seems like it already is. If Leo Carlson is getting that amount of money that he's getting, everyone else is going to say, well, I'm just as good, if not better than he is. I should make more than him. That's not the way it's going to work out, though. They put their stake in the ground and said, Leo Carlson is our guy. Everybody else has to, come in below him. We'll see how that works for Anaheim. I don't necessarily care. I don't think that, they mentioned, is this offer sheet going to hurt the Flyers? In the short run, it doesn't, but in the long run, it could. The Flyers did make the playoffs last year. I think Rick Tocchet is the coach, did a really nice job with the Flyers. I still don't think that they're supremely talented. Forster's going to be back. Dan Vladar had a good year for them. I'm just not a fan of the Flyers. Are they a guarantee to make the playoffs? No. For me, I don't think their improvements are enough to keep them in that third playoff spot. I just don't. Next, we have Pittsburgh, who graded out as a B. They lost Noel Akari, Stuart Skinner. That's addition by subtraction, and Anthony Mantha, who had a really good year in his contract year. They did bring in Nick Robertson from Toronto and Henrik Lapierre. I just don't, and they did not make the playoffs last year, Pittsburgh. Or did no? I don't.
No, they did. They did.
Okay.
They got eliminated in the first round.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. Are they good enough to make the playoffs this year? Yeah, they could. Only because I think the Metro is very, very weak. But one thing that Dubas is doing, he's not giving away big money long-term deals. That's smart, right? Because you never know what's going to happen. They have Crosby, Letang, Malkin. Those guys are eventually going to be gone sooner rather than later. But I think the Penguins still could make the playoffs. They're going to be in that 3 and 4 spot. That's the way I look at it. We'll see. But I think Dubas has done a nice job in the last couple of years. His first year there, he decided to go for it mode when he had Carlson and all those guys. He said, hey, let's try one more big kick at the can with these guys. It didn't work out. And he's done really a nice job the last couple of years, turning some of their veteran players into young guys who can be with the team long term. Good for him, right? You got the Chinnikov guy from Columbus. That was a numbers game for Columbus, and he was really good last year. Still don't like their situation in goal, but they are what they are this year. I think that they have a shot to make the playoffs. No guarantee, though. Next team we're going.
Pittsburgh lost to the Flyers in Game 6.
The Flyers, that's right, the Flyers. And I mean, was Pittsburgh better than the Flyers? Yeah, except in net.
Yeah,
right. And that's the big one, right? Except in net. We go down to the next to the last team in the Metro Division, the Washington Capitals. I think the Capitals had a fantastic offseason. So did Sportsnet. They got Alex Tuck, Jordan Kyrou, Boone Jenner, Vinny Denyonnet, and they lost Connor McMichael and Henrik Lapierre. That's who they lost. I think they've done a nice job. I think that Ovechkin is probably still going to be with the team this year. But the fact is, I think he's on a year-to-year contract now.
Yep.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
When he leaves, that will be a loss for them. Maybe not as much on the ice as off the ice. But I think that Washington will be back in the playoffs next year. 2 years ago, they were one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, and they had, they struggled a little bit last year, but I think you're going to see them bounce back, and I love what they did this offseason. I think it was a great job by their GM. And you know what? I think the A is pretty good. Now, let's just look at the grades again, okay? You got Washington with an A, okay? Jersey and Washington did not make the playoffs. Jersey with a B plus. They did not.
Oh, I was going to say Pittsburgh with a B. I'm showing them as we went through them.
Right.
The Flyers with B minus.
I just go from where the teams finished and the grades they got.
Oh, okay.
So you have Washington did not make the playoffs, gets an A. The Rangers, who did not make the playoffs, get an A. The Devils, who did not make the playoffs, get a B plus. Pittsburgh, who did make the playoffs, got a B. Philly, who did make the playoffs, got a B minus, and Carolina, who won the Stanley Cup, got a C. Which brings us to our friends, the New York Islanders. Well, I don't think you could be any more disappointed in what the Islanders did. You're going too far the other way, X. Way too far. The Islanders have gotten a rousing D, and honestly, I think that's pretty generous, to be honest with you, getting a D. They've done nothing in the offseason, absolutely nothing. When you lose guys like Anders Lee for nothing, it means you mismanaged that player. that asset.
Yep.
When you're re-signing back guys who are 33 years old, like JG Pajot, to 3-year extensions, instead of letting him walk in free agency and trying to sign him back then, you've mismanaged the asset. When you're trading for guys like Braden Shen and giving up, draft picks, and Marcus Gilloff, who's a good goalie prospect, you're mismanaging an asset. When you're trading away draft picks for guys who, in their upper 30s, you're mismanaging assets for a bad team. The Islanders did not make the playoffs, and they did nothing to improve their team. We've talked about it before. This team is only going to go as far as Matthew Schaefer and Ilya Sorokin carry them. It's just
Either of them get hurt, they're done.
Absolutely. Particularly Schaefer.
I'd say Sorokin too. I mean, it'd be a huge loss without him in net.
The only offseason acquisition they made was Matthias Bocelli. And okay, he's okay. There's nothing special about him. I don't have a problem with losing Anders Lee, just the timing of it. You should have moved him at the deadline.
Correct.
Sportsnet says there's plenty to like about this roster construction. I'm sorry. It's not good. It's terrible. And they say it's hard not to look at this quiet summer and feel it's a missed opportunity, especially while Schaefer remains on his rookie deal. And that's the biggest thing, right? You need to get better while he's cheap. You need to get better before Matthew Schaefer has an opportunity to walk away or to dictate that he does not want to play with your team any longer. This was a missed opportunity. I agree with that. Just because you need to show Matthew Schaefer that, hey, we are rebuilding around you.
Yep.
They did not. You could have done that if you had cut bait with a lot of those veterans and brought in some draft picks so everyone could grow together. They decided not to do that. He just like waiting for a plane to come by after the ship was sunk, the Titanic, hoping that someone will come by and pick him up in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That's where the Islanders are right now. They're going to be counting on a lot of luck to turn this team around.
I agree. They're in bad shape.
Yeah, you want the team to be good so badly, and you just don't see it.
Well, I think it's the fact that they continually make the same mistakes year in, year out with mismanaging assets, mismanaging players. I mean, you saw it with the Jonathan Tavares, not trading him, letting him walk for free. The same exact thing with Lee. It's like, when are you going to learn from your mistakes?
I
don't understand why they're so afraid to say, hey, like the year before somebody's deal is like their deal is coming up where they need to re-sign, say, hey, you have until this date, which is the year before your deal comes up. If you don't sign by then, we're moving you in the off season. You have till this date. If you're not going to sign an extension, you don't want to sign back here, whatever, we're going to move you and we're going to get some assets for you as opposed to just letting you walk for free. I don't understand why they're so afraid to do that.
I think because they know that they can't attract any free agents. They've never been able to. And they just fall in love with their players.
Get picks, anything. Do something. Okay, what's the difference between letting them walk for free and not doing anything at all and then letting them walk for free later? It's the same thing. It's literally the same exact thing. I don't know. You give people a deadline. You say, hey, you sign back by this time. If you don't want to, we're absolutely getting rid of you then.
I just think that they're a team that's going backwards.
Oh, 100%.
Imagine where this team would be if they didn't have Matthew Schaefer. They're terrible. They're unwatchable. They'd be unwatchable, honestly.
Or where they'd be without Sorokin. Or here, we could do the inverse. Imagine how good this team would be if we had those draft picks that we traded away for Braden Shen. Or if we had additional picks, maybe even an additional player that we could have gotten for Anders Lee if we would have traded him before the trade deadline.
I mean,
wild.
Would the immediate product be better?
No, but
Probably not. But you'd have a whole bunch of young guys coming in because you don't hit on every prospect.
nope.
You just don't.
Because here's the thing now that you have to worry about, right? You're worried. I mean, and I'm thinking more so along the lines of the ownership. You know, they're worried about captivating eyes now. They want to get viewership now on the team. You know, your viewership's only as high as it's going to get, and it's really not going to get any higher if you continue to not make the playoffs, which I get that. But imagine 5, 6 years down the road from now, and Matthew Schaefer's gone, and your team is just a dumpster fire. Then your viewership's going to be really bad.
There's going to come a point in time where Matthew Schaefer is going to say, I don't want to be on a team that's not.
I don't blame him. He's going to pull Connor McDavid and say, hey, I want to go somewhere where I can win. You have until this year to prove to me that we're a team that's capable of doing that, or I'm walking. And then by that time, it's going to be too late.
I mean, McDavid signed that 3-year extension. That's it for him.
Yep.
He
If
has
they
to-
don't win with, I think if they win a cup within that 3-year extension, he'll stay. But if they don't win, he's gone. He's leaving.
I think this is their last year to win a cup with him.
Yep.
If they don't, he's gone.
They need to just move him, right?
The-
And they need to do what a smart team would do, right? And move him before he just leaves for free.
And that's what'll happen. He'll be a UFA, and that'll be that. And he'll go to Toronto.
Yep.
That's where he'll go. And I think you'll see if they're out of the playoff hunt or they don't think they're competitive, or even if they do in the offseason, I think you'll see him get moved to Toronto because they know they're not going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
Guy signs a 3-year extension like that when he could have signed, 8 years.
Yes.
He decides to take
He's
3.
looking to leave.
It's like, hey, it's not that I don't love being here, that I don't, believe in the team, but
I don't believe in the team. I don't believe in ownership. I don't believe in management.
I don't think we can win. I think
Exactly.
guys who are really competitive, the best of the best, you know what they want? They want to win. It's about winning more than anything.
Correct.
I think Matthew Schaefer is one of those guys too. I think a lot of the Islanders are not like that.
Yep.
I'm not saying they don't want to win, but it's not a burning desire. They're just, hey, you know what?
We're out here with our buddies. We're chilling, having a good time, and collecting a good paycheck. That's how it feels.
If we
You know,
have
we're looking towards early vacation and early elimination, not making the playoffs and hanging out.
No, I don't think it's that. I think a few of them, really want to win in the worst way.
Barzal is one of those people who really want to win.
One of
But
those.
a lot of the players on the team, I think, just coast. I think they just enjoy being there. They enjoy, the title of being a professional hockey player more so than actually trying to, win an award or win a Stanley Cup.
I'm not saying they don't want to win. Again, I'm not saying they don't want to win. I just think the best of the best, it's a burning passion for them. Look at Carolina, how they played. You could tell everyone was pulling on that rope in the same direction. Who were their best players? Eric Stahl, Jordan Stahl, whatever the Stahl boy was, who won the Conn Smythe at 37 years old.
Here's what I'll say. I don't think it's the fact that they don't want to win. I think it's the fact that winning is not on the top of their list.
I won't even say that. I'll just say if they lose, it's okay. It's like, okay, yeah, all right, we didn't win, but hey, we gave it an effort. We gave it a valiant effort. I just, you watch the same guys and the same results year after year. You got to change things up, right? It's not about the coach. How many coaches we had in the last 4 years? 4 coaches?
It's not a coaching problem. It's
Right.
a identity problem. It's a cultural problem. It's a Islander problem.
You see that in other sports.
Absolutely, you do. The Browns are a perfect freaking example of that.
Yeah,
Absolute loser. Always known as a loser. Not good.
I mean, I think that Matthew Darsh made a good move, bring in Peter DeBoer. There will be a culture change. Let's see how the team buys into it. I just don't think when you have a guy like Anthony Duclair on your team, I just don't think there's a reason why he's played for so many teams, his whole career. There's a reason.
And the other thing, a coach can only do so much.
Right.
You have to have talent around the coach. I mean, this is not, sixth grade hockey we're talking about here, where you could scheme up a play or scheme up something to get guys open, score goals. You can't. I mean, you're playing against the best of the best. You got to have talented players on your team to succeed. So
Very true.
I think he definitely will bring positivity to the team. I think he will. I think the team will be structured better this year. That said, I still don't think we have the talent to do anything.
I'm just frustrated with the direction of the team.
Or lack thereof.
When he says, well, we knew we were going to not be able to do anything for 2 years. Okay, that's horseshit. And it bothers me because that's not what he actually did at the trade deadline. He traded assets
to try and make it into the playoffs.
Try to make the playoffs for what reason? You weren't going anywhere.
And he even said so himself, we're not supposed to do anything for the next 2 years. So why would you go away and piss away a whole bunch of draft picks to try and do something within those 2 years? When you specifically said that there's not a very high probability of us doing anything in the next 2 years. I mean, what's the difference, other than ad revenue, what is the difference between not making the playoffs and making the playoffs and getting eliminated, swept in the first round? Really, what is the difference? There is none.
Exactly.
You get to watch an extra 2 weeks of the Islanders getting absolutely obliterated. I mean, that's it.
I mean, you're not – the amount of money that you make from having 2 playoff games is – I'm sorry. It's not worth it.
Agreed.
I mean, what could the Islanders do, right? Well, what could they do? You're going to have to start trading some of these veterans off the team who have value. And some of them might hurt. It might hurt. But
I'd rather take the lumps up front to have a better future than to consistently produce shit.
You have to move before this or by this deadline. You have to move Adam Pelech. I think it's imperative that you move Adam Pelech.
Yep.
They're loaded with left shot defensemen. Mounty Gustafson is going to be in here in the next year or two. Can you move Romanoff? I don't know. I don't think he's movable. But, maybe someone's stupid enough to go for him. Another left shot defenseman. Matthew Schaefer's your number 1 left shot defenseman. Gustafson's going to be your number 2 left shot defenseman. And you could find a third. We are loaded with left shot defenseman prospects. Keishon Aitchison, if he pans out, could be your third pairing left shot defenseman. Means you don't need a guy like Alexander Romanov. You don't need a Pelech. You need to get some right shot defensemen before you can move a Ryan Pulak. But he's a guy who should absolutely be moved before his contract comes up. That's where you are as a team. This team is in rebuild. Full-on rebuild. They don't want to admit it. And, with the idiotic moves they made at the deadline, maybe they didn't realize it, but it's the truth.
Yep.
The team is in full-on rebuild. And until they fully admit it, I think there's going to be I think they're just going to still be in the same spot. It's problematic. Mr. X.
I agree. I agree.
Let's just jump in and do the ad read real quick. And you just give me the thumbs up once you hear, if you can hear the second portion here. It's from our friends at DraftKings. It all comes down to this. A best of 7 battle, and DraftKings has you covered every step of the way. The DraftKings Sports app is now available in all 50 states. It includes all markets. Sweat every shift of the series, all in one place with one app. New DraftKings customers sign up with code THPN, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code THPN in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Bet with DK Sportsbook. And then, of course, we do want to make sure we have the disclaimer. And please just let me know if you can hear this, Mr. X. And I don't know if we can or not. I might just read it today. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-MY-RESET, New York. Call 877-8 Hope NY. Text Hope NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois, 21 plus. Void in Ontario. Event contract trading with DraftKings predictions involves risk of loss. Sportsbook bonus bets expire in 7 days. $50 in prediction dollars issued weekly for 3 weeks, expiring 1 year. Redeem one non-withdrawable reward. Availability varies. Predictions offer void in New York. Terms at dkng.com/audio. All right, X.
Want to get in some comments, Grumpy?
Yeah, let's get in some comments. Why not? All right, Mr. X. Do you want to take
Matt says, "Good evening, gents. Please let the lighthouse design, please let it be the lighthouse design. That other design is awful. Not
it is the best of the two worst case scenarios.
I will say yes, it is the best.
And I don't like the dark blue jerseys either.
And then Goon Goon here says, "Sunex, did you replenish the water, Grumpy, due to lack of intelligence from the sweat hogs?
Sweat hogs.
Did you feel bad for Gabe Cotter?
Do you have any idea what he was talking about?
No idea what he's talking about.
There was a TV show in the 1970s called Welcome Back, Kotter. It was the breakout show for John Travolta, turned him into a star. After starring in that show for a couple of years, he went on to fame with Saturday Night Fever, Urban Cowboy, Grease, and later Pulp Fiction. But it all started with Welcome Back, Kotter. And they were, if you looked at those kids, they were, I guess, in high school for, I don't know, 4 years on that TV show, sitting in that little class. And they must have been pretty dumb because they all look like they're in their mid to late 20s.
Fair enough. A lot of shows do that, though. I mean, think about Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. He looked like he was like 35 in high school.
Okay, these guys look older.
Than Tobey Maguire did in Spider-Man?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you look up Welcome Back, Kotter, the cast of Welcome Back, Kotter, tell me they don't all look older. And you can put it up here. Tell them that they don't look, all of them don't look older than Tobey Maguire. And why does Tobey Maguire look older? Because he has a little bit of a receding hairline. That's what makes him look older. If you look at his face, it's not really old. You bring up Welcome Back, Kotter, the Sweat Hogs.
What age are they supposed to be? Sorry.
High school. They're in high school for 4 years. Okay. Look at them. There's Epstein, Mr. Woodward, Washington, Horshack. It was one of those 70 shows. I mean, look at how old they look. Come on.
They look younger than Tobey Maguire did. Yeah. I mean, maybe not this guy, but he was the teacher, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the teacher. He's Mr. Gabe Kotter.
Yeah. They look like they're in high school.
They look like they're in high school?
Yeah. Absolutely, they look like they're in high school. Maybe not freshmen, like seniors, yeah. Absolutely.
They were seniors?
What?
For 4 years they were seniors?
Potentially, yeah. Could have been 4 years.
You want to know
back 4 times.
You want to know what one of the favorite things was? It's up your nose with a rubber hose. What's this picture? Hey, click on this one here where they're all older. I want to see what they look like. There we go. Looks at it is Washington. Oh, geez. All right, you got to make that bigger, X. Can you make that? Oh, geez. Is that Epstein? He looks terrible with that gray hair. Kotter looks old. Oh, my gosh. Horshack, I think, is dead. Washington still looks good. John Travolta looks good with that hairpiece.
Yeah, this week.
Shaving his head. Yeah, here we go. I don't know who that on there. What's her name? Strassman. I forget her first name. Played his wife. She looked pretty good. But yeah. Welcome Back, Kotter. It was a very popular show on ABC. That's when they used to have the theme songs wound up being like #1 songs in the country. Welcome back.
And Satan's Child says, "You're late, X." I know, we're late.
Gungu says, Grumpy, if the Islanders make the playoffs this season, would you spit out your Java? Yes. Son X, have you replaced your honey intake with guava?
Guava. No.
I don't even think you use honey.
I use hot honey. I like hot honey.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gungu Ned, since Son X has spent a year carefully studying, oh my gosh, Islanders history, Son X, which team did the Islanders beat in their first ever playoff round back in 1975? Grumpy, act alive.
I can't remember. The Rangers.
The Rangers. Good one, X. Very good. Boy, you're lucky. You should have that shit all posted up. You should be ready for any single question that comes your way at this point. You should almost have like a murder board.
It's more fun this way. It almost, it gives something else to talk about.
You should have a murder board up above.
Be Charlie Day with
Charlie.
like stuff out. Oh my
That's
God.
right. Yes, there you go. You'll be able to hit everything. Charles Dittmer says the original logo was hard to beat, guys. People forget that logo was just thrown together. Freedom from Adventure says, you two guys ever talk about the gold hiring? More changes to management. Fredonia wasn't in charge of Bridgeport Fredo wasn't in charge of Bridgeport last year, but this year they named it. That's true. They brought in what the heck is his first name? I actually, something, you want to hear this? I actually had that pulled up today. And of course, I forgot his first name. Not that it really matters, I guess. Boy, what the heck? Okay. They brought in Evan Gold, who is going to be the assistant GM, as an assistant GM and the GM of Hamilton. He's been the last 12 years with the Bruins, and it's an honor to join the Islanders. He's going to replace Fredo. Fredo was still with the organization, but just like his old man, he's got no power anymore. So does it really matter? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, okay, so he's a GM of, an AHL team. Hey, maybe it works out. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I don't think it has that much of an effect on the big team, though. That much I will say. But and fresh blood from outside the organization is great. People forget, though, Boston's minor league system is not great either. Maybe that's why they brought him in. I don't know. Freedom from Adventure says, Pajama Boy Song Canada for taking too much in taxes couldn't happen to a bigger perk. Lying POS.
Jerk. I think is what he meant to say. Jerk.
Bigger jerk. Lying POS. He's talking about our friend John Tavares.
I did want to show this, Grumpy. Here are some other jerseys, it looks like, that were created, and they're a little small, so you might not really be able to see them. Can you see these ones a little bit better, though?
If you widen your screen, see, I like the light blue.
Yeah, I like the light blue. Like this one's not bad. That one's not bad. Right
like
there.
The light blue.
Yeah, I think these look a lot. Some of these look a lot sharper, I think, than the other ones that they had selected. Honestly, one of my favorites. This one's nice down here, and I kind of like the teal up there, and I like this one right down here. Oh, I don't know if you can see it with the thing, but
no.
Okay, well I can't see.
I liked you showed some light blue on the right hand side, the light blue where it's got the 2600. It has the Fisherman logo on the front, and it has a lighthouse on the shoulders. That's not that. That's green. That's like lime green. That one, light blue.
Yeah, I think it looks nice.
But I would have gone with that. One of those two. Those would have been my two favorites, honestly. But they didn't make it. Instead, just a couple of words, a couple of letters splattered across the front of a jersey is what they're going to use. Pearl Rising says, Grumpy Old Man and Son X, first off, best wishes to the Warden for a speedy recovery. Thank you very much. Second, your speculation on how Sparky got his name got some giggles. Lilko was an early corporate sponsor, hence Sparky. I don't I don't even remember what I said last year. How we got his name. I don't remember. But my father used to work for Loco. He used to be one of those guys who, before they had the bucket trucks, those guys had to climb the frickin' poles with damn spikes. If you ever look at telephone poles, people, and you see like, man, what the hell are all those little dig marks in there? And here's the thing, it's been forever since I've been up there. So maybe they replaced all the poles. I don't know. Or they all went underground. I don't know. Around here, we have mostly underground. But you had to use to climb those poles to get to the top. Your legs had to be strong as hell to climb a damn a light pole with a whole bunch of equipment to work on that stuff. The old man was in fantastic shape, X. You know?
I know he was.
The music played during the Barzy Jersey video sounded like a soundtrack to a porn show. Son X, pull it back up and play it, and you'll feel reborn. All right, now you got me interested. I didn't really listen to the music, or maybe I didn't hear it, but I will let you know.
Here, let me see if I can get it pulled.
And I'm taking he's going back to like 1970.
Final 2 jerseys here. It's been a long run. There's been so many great jerseys. I do really like the teal and the orange at the bottom. I think the lighthouse is cool. I like the backing of the numbers. I think with the lighthouse one, I would give it a little more.
Maybe. Gungun seems to know a lot about porn soundtracks. I'm going to defer to his judgment on that.
There you go.
Freedom Fund Adventure says, how is the wonderful warden doing? She's getting, thank you very much for asking.
Yep.
She's getting better all the time. She's not 100%, but she's working at it, and she's doing the best she can. So we are, like I said, she's still a work in progress. I'll just say that. Thank you so much for asking.
And he says,
please let her
know that the really good-looking and charming gentleman from Freedom from Florida is inquiring about her. That will make her feel great.
I'm sure will. Now, I think it was a Freudian slip when he put up Greedom. Just going to say it, Gungun says, what kind of a fan reaction will Anders Lee get when he returns to UBS Arena? Grumpy, back in the good old days, what was your preferred beverage at your local cantina?
Ooh, Alabama Slammers, I think, right, Grumpy?
Alabama Slammers until I got Alabama Knockouts, they were called back then. Until I threw up all over, and I could never drink them again. Never, ever, ever, ever. I think once you throw something up, you really don't go back to that. You just switch to another drink.
Never stop, man.
He did. And I think Anders Lee will be cheered when he comes back. I do. Freedom Fund Event says, oh, yeah, no bigger supporter of women's sports than the grumpy old man. Very true.
Oh, my God.
Gungun says, Frank Beard, rest in peace. Bring up Frank Beard, X.
Okay.
Why is that name? Why am I not? The name is familiar, but I cannot put it together. Tommy John also passed away. Do you know who Tommy John was, X?
The guy who had Tommy John surgery.
The first guy to have that ligament transplant, and it became known as Tommy John surgery.
And Frank Beard was a drummer for ZZ Top.
That's it. Yes. Well, he's got to be getting up there. And it's funny. We had there was one time down here the Charlotte Knights. TJ was very young. X, I don't know how old you were alive, I think, but you weren't much different than you are now. Kind of sad, pathetic. But
Legend. Okay.
We went to get Tommy John was signing autographs. In the concourse.
Then you asked him to sign on your arm.
And he said, "Oh," he said, "What's your TJ?" He says, he said his name was TJ Thomas Jr. And he goes, "Oh, that's my name. Well, what's the TJ stand for? My name's Thaddeus. Is your name Thaddeus?" He's like, no. TJ didn't know what to say. The guy was just playing with him, but it was a nice little interaction. He got a couple of nice signed baseballs from Tommy John. And rest in peace, Tommy John. Gungun says, will the Dodgers run away with the World Series this year? Grumpy, come December, can I count on you to spread some holiday cheer? I've always spread holiday cheer. Always. Would you not say so, X?
I think if carolers were to come to your house, you'd tell them to get off your lawn.
Carolers?
Christmas carolers in December.
No, we're not having no Christmas carols.
There you go. Spreading Christmas cheer, baby. There he is.
Doesn't mean I got to
cheerful Grumpy. It's even his name. Grumpy. Yeah, that means cheerful.
It does.
Yeah.
Goo says, Grumpy, what are your thoughts on the People's Champion giving Jake Paul a slap?
Ooh, I did see that. Did you see that, Grumpy?
I didn't see that. I'd like to see it, though. Is
I
Phil
will-
Sachs
I will-
widely considered a knowledgeable hockey champ? Yeah, Phil's not stupid. And he remembers, he's really got a good mind in remembering stuff, or he just lies about it and figures no one's going to check him on it, which, he does that too. But no, he's really knowledgeable. Here he is, the People's Champion. That was an overhand slap. They got the People's Champion away.
He slapped him right in the face.
You know what? See what the champion did? Had his hands in his pocket. Bam! He whipped it out. Pow! Right in the choppers. He deserved it. That you know how much I love those Paul guys. I hate them all. Freedom Fund Adventure says, X and Grumpy Old Man, tell the audience a story you told me about TJ being a PE coach and wearing his short shorts with his pasty white skin, and between that and him being a total tyrant to kids, the school counselors office packed. I think that's when TJ was doing when he was coaching the summer camp. But the kids loved him. They absolutely did. He gets along with kids. He does.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
Come on, X. That's not fair now. Come on. Other people's kids.
Let's hold it there, right?
Oh, wow. That's not nice, boy. Come on. That's kind of mean. David Shaw.
Next.
David Shaw McDonald says, yes, the voice of reason. How's it hanging, Grumpy Old Man and Sons? LOL.
He's actually the voice of cheer. That's what apparently what I
Voice
hear around December. He's the voice of cheer.
Okay, I'm just what can I tell you? I just tell the truth. Everything I say comes true. You might not like it, but
it does not always come true.
It always comes true.
Absolutely not. There's takes that you've had about sports that have absolutely not come true.
Name one.
Miami Heat and the Spurs. That is one that you will live down in infamy, where you said, they're done. They're done. They're not winning. They're done. Boom. Spurs came back and won. Thank you very much.
So that's the exception that proves the rule.
The exception, buddy. There's a lot. Drew Aller's going to win the Heisman.
Let me tell you something. I'm still on Drew Aller. I'm still on the Drew Aller train.
No, you said Drew Aller was going to win the Heisman. He looked really good in college last 2 years.
I thought he had a shot to be the number one pick last year.
Was he? What? Was he?
He wound up going in the third round to Pittsburgh.
That was like my take about your take on that. I think my take on Will Levis was better than your take on Drew Aller.
Okay. You said that Will Levis was going to be the number one pick.
You said that Drew Aller was going to be the number one overall pick.
Hold on.
Miss me with that.
You said here's the difference. I said that Drew Aller had the potential to be the number one pick in the draft a year before the draft. You said Will Levis was going to be the number one pick in the draft the day of the draft.
That was the difference. Should have been. Will Levis right now
is he out of the league?
Probably top quarterback right now.
Is he out of the league?
No, he's still. I think he's still at the team somewhere, kicking around. Maybe he plays in the UFL or something.
Watch out for Drew Aller. Watch out. Watch out
until he snaps that leg again.
He's good coaching.
Until he snaps that leg again.
Big Time says, where is TJ? TJ eating food or sleeping or whatever. Milo Brownie, TJ's job prohibits him from being on this show.
Correct.
Milo Brownie says, hello, Milo Brownie. Grump, what's happened to Barzell? Have you lost all hope in his play? Going back to what it was? I don't. I don't know if he's been worn down with all the failure. I don't know. But I still like Matt Barzell.
Yeah, I like him as a player.
Did he lead the team in scoring last year, X?
He had the most points out of anybody on the team last year. I think he had over 75 points. He led the team in points. He absolutely did. Yeah. I don't know if he led the team in scoring. Absolutely led them in points.
Well, that is scoring. If you lead them.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you were talking about goals. Sorry. Yes. Then he led the team.
No, I don't think he did not have the most goals.
No, but I'm saying he led the team in points. He did.
Yeah.
So, he's playing well. You can't argue that.
Yeah, I just think the team is just
sucks. It's unfortunate. It sucked his whole entire time he was there.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. They really haven't been good. Or it's like the times that the team was pretty decent, you had to go against Tampa, and Tampa was the best team on the planet. So it's like, he's had a bad shake. So I'm hoping before he leaves that the team, produces something. So
JP says, "Hey guys, I wish you guys would do a call-in show soon. We can do a call-in show, X."
okay, I don't know how to do that, so you're just gonna have to walk me through that.
Yeah, maybe TJ could walk you through that. I think it'd be nice to see what the fans think, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah. Say David Sean McDonald says, "Who here saw the hilarious works of this thing called karma unfold in a Canadian city that is Toronto? Oh, baby. I bet JT never expected his Leafs career to be this satisfying for New York Islander fans." I don't know why people hate John Tavares.
Because he left the team when he said he was going to sign back. That's the reason why.
But that's on the GM. That's not on the player. The player just executed his right. He said he didn't want to go, and they said, "Duh, okay."
As I said, you give them the decision to make. You either sign here. If you don't sign by this date, we are moving you.
Absolutely.
You don't give them the opportunity to screw you over like that. I mean, think about it. What other sports organization allows players to do that? There are none.
Poor ones.
There are none. They say, hey, you're either going to sign by this time or goodbye.
JP says, let's just keep it real. This ownership group does not care. I think the last ownership group that really cared about the team was Roy Bowe, going back to the beginning.
Yeah, this team's all the ownership now is all about maximizing revenue. That's it. That's all they care about. Hence why they wanted to open up, what was it? They wanted to open up that strip mall that's right next to the stadium. Why? To bring in more money. That's all they care about. They don't care about the production of the team. They don't. They look at it as a way for them to profit. That's it.
Magician Matt says, agree on Pellick before his value drops. Absolutely. JP says, I also think some of this is academic as Gary Bettman does everything in his power to make sure that the expansion Southern teams win. I don't know if that's true or not.
I will say I think it's very fishy that now, Atlanta is another favorite for an expansion team when they've already had two teams there that have failed. And yet they're still up for another opportunity for an expansion team. Why is that?
Atlanta should never get another team.
They shouldn't. It's going to be – it's like you've had it already happen twice. Why do we need to see it happen 3 times?
That area
again.
That area is not conducive to ice hockey. It just isn't.
No.
The demographic is not ice hockey people. They're not. They're just not. Sorry. But I could see why they want a team between North Carolina and Florida. I could see why they want one, but it's just they don't support it. They just don't. You've had 2 kicks at the can, and it didn't work out. You should never get a third shot. Sorry. David Sean McDonald says, Ed Reed for Hopenny was perfect. Goon says, what do real men wear? Boxers or briefs? Will Son X keep his selection discreet? X, what do you wear? Boxers or briefs? I think you look like a boxer man to me.
Boxers. Yeah.
Boxer boy. That's what I thought.
Yep. Always been. True to this, not new to this.
David Sean McDonald says, the lighthouse looks like a traffic cone. Holy crap. Is that TJ fumbling through reads? No,
it was me.
It was me who did that read.
Oh, I didn't think you fumbled through it. I thought you was talking about the comment that I tried to read at the beginning where I butchering the hell out of it. But yeah, it does look like a traffic cone. You know what? I didn't think about that until I looked at it again. It does look like a traffic cone.
Yeah. I mean, is this like, the cozy cone via cars? Is that what they want to do? Put that up there? No. I mean, you want to put the lighthouse on the shoulders. That's great. The fisherman as the emblem is what it should have been. Certainly not the words. Wouldn't it be great if they misspell the words? It'd be even better, honestly. Just put that out there. Terrible. Freedom Convention says they did sign an enforcer and multiple fighters for Hamilton, but nothing for the Islanders. Better before the season starts. Pellick should get traded as soon as the season starts if George shows he's ready. Okay, George is not going to show he's ready. That doesn't matter to me. I don't care. You need to move. Pellick needs to be moved at the deadline. You don't want to move him before the season starts. You move him at the deadline, you're going to get more for him. That's when he should be moved. Will Darsh do it? I don't know. Don't forget where he comes from. He comes from Tampa. They were never sellers, always buyers, always overpaying for guys. That's what he's been raised on. When you're Tampa and you're, at the top of the conference every year, you can afford to do that. When you're a team that's, bottom third of the league, you need to be a guy who can sell and can get assets. He hasn't shown he can do that.
Agreed.
He has not shown it. I don't have much.
He's been a really poor GM so far.
Yeah. David Charmick says, Jesus, X, the Rangers, the MLB Rangers? Yikes.
The New York Rangers.
Our pal Aaron Glandon back. Are we doing fantasy football again this year? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, I think we'll do probably the email again, have everybody, do it through the email and get that going. Everybody can fight for second place.
Oh, who won last year, X?
I think you did.
Oh, did I?
I honestly, I don't remember. I was just, usually you win in a lot of the leagues that we're in, so that's why I just assumed it was probably you.
Here's the thing. I don't remember if I win.
Remember, Grumpy, fantasy manager is your full-time job. So.
But I remember when I lose, when I should win. Those
ones sting. That's why you remember.
Those ones sting. Those are the ones I remember. That's
absolutely.
True.
Absolutely.
JP says, here's a trivia question for you both. What year was the first suspended scoreboard at Nassau Coliseum in Vail? I have no idea.
I have no idea. I'll look it up.
Why don't you look it up, X? X, I saw a little bug crawl on my floor over here. Were you over my house today?
No, but I think your other son was. He's probably eating and dropped food. Or if some fell off his fingernails down the ground.
Oh, wow. That's not nice to say. Freedom Fun Red says, by trade deadline, need to see the following traded. Engvall, Duclair, Sezikis, McLean, Pellick, Pulak, Mayfield, Palmieri, Odelius. That would make me feel positive and things moving in the right direction. You're not going to see that much movement. I think guys that I think they might try to move, Duclair and Engvall, Sezikis should be moved. McLean, you're not going to get anything for him. Pellick needs to be moved. I don't think they're going to move Pulak. I don't think they're going to move Mayfield. Palmieri, absolutely last year of his deal. Odelius, who cares? He's a throw-in. But I agree. There should be at least 4 guys on that list who are going to bring something in, right? Those are the guys who should be moved.
1974 was the first year of the scoreboard in Nassau Coliseum.
All right, I like
the arena first opened in February 1972 and initially relied on a temporary basic scoreboard borrowed from an outside skating rink.
Oh, what does it tell you? Rinky dink. Rinky dink.
From the start.
Scrubs Great says there were some great original designs going around making the current crop look like kindergarten arts and crafts projects. Absolutely. But I think they just don't care. Magician Matt says Fredo will be serving
poutine. That's, you know what that is?
I don't know. I thought you were saying something else for a second.
Poutine. It's like the Canadian meal. It's like mashed potatoes and fries and cheese, I think. Gravy, something like that.
Robert Marshall says Fredo is the assistant GM to Darsh. Sure, Senile Lou isn't in charge still. Fredo is not assistant GM to Darsh. He's not. He's just they're letting his contract run out. Instead of firing him and paying him off, they're just letting him have an office at Bridgeport. David Sean McDonald says, where's the Dragon jersey? AX?
They missed the opportunity.
Oh my God.
They missed the opportunity.
That's so childish.
So cool.
Oh my God.
Man. No. Probably have been the best jersey in the entire league.
That's Sparky.
Oh man, dude.
No, listen. The only thing Sparky would have been good for is like
so good.
No, it would have been good at some of the sit-down restaurants at UBS Arena, so the kids have something to color.
The Sparky uniform would have been elite. Oh my God!
Keep your hands out of your pants while you're talking about this.
Oh man, I'm just thinking about the Sparky uniform. Oh,
gross. Gungun says Gungun wishes the warden a speedy recovery. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Magician Matt says yes. Hopefully, a full recovery from the warden. Thank you very much. Freedom Fund Ranch says, Grumpy, did you ever get your Father's Day DVDs or did Mrs. X's dad still watching them and laughing at you?
You know, Grumpy, why don't you answer that one?
You know he got his gifts on time, and now he got your gifts too. Enjoy your used DVDs one day. I did. I think I got them a week and a half ago, actually. Even though,
Cellophane still on the DVDs, by the way.
so the June Father's Day was paid off in August. I think what X is trying to do is subtly move the goalposts so every year he can kind of skip Father's Day, birthday, or Christmas by just moving the dates so that all of a sudden, oh, well, it's Christmas now. Yeah, we know we didn't get you a birthday present, but, Christmas is right around the bend, so here you go.
You know, Grumpy, that's all right with those comments. I might just have to leave some additional stuff that I was going to pick you up this weekend. Might just forget it.
Oh, is that so? Well, how are you going to transport some of those items?
Via
How are
car.
you going to pick up some of those items?
Via car.
What kind of car?
A new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you want to borrow my van, in other words.
I can go out and get a U-Haul.
You can transfer so you can move items. I understand. I know. Don't try to talk tough to me, X. Remember, you are still in my debt. And my refrigerator only has one bottle of cold water in it.
Sounds like you better ration it, buddy.
Sounds like you better clean it up. Okay. Eve Ligon says, I hope Darce come trade deadline can dump the crap off the roster and not get fleeced in future trades. That's what we're all hoping for. The season is over already. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I think everyone's looking at the deadline to see can Matthew Darsh be a seller? Lamorilla wasn't necessarily a good seller. And this guy hasn't proved he can be a seller at all. And he's never been a seller. He's never been with an organization that was a seller. That hurts him. Frank from Empire State Construction says, yes, God bless and help the legendary Warden recover as soon as possible. Yes, thank you so much. Freedom Fund Event says, did you know the Montauk Project was the inspiration for Stranger Things?
Yes, I did know that.
I didn't know that. Does this explain how TJ and X turned out? Were you exposed to some experiments, and this explains your mutant sons who can't read? It's funny. Neither one of them can read. But remember, they are like half Polish. So maybe that is some of the explanation.
I don't know.
Gungun says, I heard there was a wild...
Grumpy. That's all I'm going to say. You had 2 opportunities, and you failed both times.
I didn't fail.
Yeah, you did.
I already gave you the reason. You're half Polish.
Oh, that's it.
Built-in dumb. Sorry. Gungun says, I heard there was a wild fight in the stands in Chicago. Sonex, will you locate it and let it roll? There was a fight in the stands in Chicago, X.
I'll look it up. I'm guessing it was a Cubs game or a Chicago Bears game. I'll look up both.
Yeah. You could pop up another comment. Freedom Fund Ranch says, TJ blows it everything he gets near someone. Blows it every time he gets near someone famous. That is true. We always remember the famous Mike Piazza story, where he's the one who wanted Mike Piazza was his favorite player as a kid growing up. But son X was extremely cute when he was younger.
Legend.
And, like little kids have that little voice like, Mr. Piazza. And I even told TJ, I'm like, don't say anything. Keep your mouth shut. Mr. Piazza. And he was notorious for not signing before games. He never signed a whole lot of crap anyway. But notorious not before games. We've been talking to the other way. He never comes over. And it was really early before a game. He was shagging some fly balls. Mr. Piazza, Mr. Piazza. And he was coming over. And then TJ goes, Piazza, Piazza. Boom. He took a 180 and just went the other direction. I'm like, oh, TJ.
All I'm going to say is, Mike Piazza knew. He looked at me. He was like, this is a real deal. And then he looks at TJ and goes, buh. And immediately left.
Buh.
That's all I'm going to say. The only concern I have with playing the fight videos is sometimes they get the videos taken down.
Well,
but yeah, it looks like it was at a Chicago Cubs game. If you guys want to watch the fight video on your own, just look up Chicago Cubs fight video, and it should be the first thing that pops up.
That's good stuff.
Unfortunately, I just am a little worried with the fight video. Sometimes it takes the videos down. So
That's fine. State of Survival says, are we having a pool this year?
pool.
What kind of pool?
Grumpy, you getting a pool built in?
Maybe he's talking about, I don't know, he's talking about fantasy football.
I don't think we do a pool though.
I don't have a pool. I should get a pool.
You should get a pool.
I should
I'll
get a
be in it all the time.
Yeah, I know you'd be in it all the time.
Good. I'm glad you know.
Freedom Fund Adventure said, yeah, just let us know if you're talking about fantasy football or what. Freedom Fund Adventure, watching the early episodes with the notorious Doc Page, she used to call TJ Thomas. Like he was her refined little project. She can try to shine him up, but he's still a big, dumb Neanderthal. That's true. Hockey pool.
Hockey pool. Okay.
Well, we'll absolutely do hockey, fantasy hockey again too. How can you not? It's the only thing Islander fans have to look forward to. I usually never pick any Islander players. This year could be different though. State of Survival says we don't suck. We just don't have a lot of good players. We have tons of potential.
AKA fancy way of saying we suck.
We're not very good right now. We're just not very good right now. Robert Marshall goes, that's on Malkin for telling Garth not to trade him, spoke about John Tavares. Plus, Malkin took over negotiations to try and re-sign Pajama Boy. Would it have mattered? I think the Islanders would have been better if he re-signed. And they did try, but he didn't want to be there. They never should have let it get to that.
Exactly. They should have.
When you get to that last, they tried for 2.5 years to re-sign him. And he kept on putting him off. Oh, well, let's do it. It got to a point where you just got to say, dude, sign it or you get moved. I don't care that he said, I don't want to be traded. I could care less what you want. We have to maximize our asset. They could have got William Nylander. Toronto was absolutely offering him plus for John Tavares. That's a bad non-trade. That's poor management. Period. Poor management. David Sean McDonald says, I don't know why. When I think of TJ, I think of Lenny from the Mice and Men book. Oh, will you finally that one before, X?
Yeah, I think that one's been popped up there a couple of times, but it always hits every time.
Oh, jeez.
I'm always going to put it up there.
Satan's Child says, well, Spano, I think, cared, but there was that no money thing. Yeah, he was a fanboy, but, you know, come on. Freedom Fund Adventure says, Grumpy, we hate Tavares because he's a filthy liar. He stated after he knew he was leaving the year before, but he kept telling ownership and everyone else he wanted to be here. I'd kick his face and see, I wouldn't. If you're dumb enough to believe him, that's on you. He never should have got past that trade deadline. Dude, this is it. Here's our contract offer. You want it or you don't. If you don't, you're going on the block. We're taking the most. That's on management. That's on management. That's not on the player. It's the player's right. He could tell you whatever you want. Doesn't matter until you got pen to paper. It's just not it. Sign. Well, here it is. You really want to sign? Here it is. Because this is what we're offering. This is it. This is our final offer. If he says, no, I'm going to wait, no, you're going to wait somewhere else.
Yep.
We'll try to re-sign you after. I would have had no problem with that. You never let a guy get to free agency.
I want to be a player here for life. Well, don't worry. You can come back and be a player on a one-day contract and retire.
How many guys signed back with their original teams when you let them get to free agency? Stamkos is the only one that I remember of a high-level player. Stamkos. You know, guys who suck or a ham and eggers, they can do that.
Sure.
Big-time players almost always go where the money is.
Yep.
Always. Satan's Child says the Islanders 100% need to move Palmieri in addition to Pelican Dino. Absolutely. Those guys both need to be moved, as well as Casey Cizikas. And whoever else you want to move, honestly. But we got to move 3 or 4 guys. Just have to. Freedom Fund Adventure says this ownership cares. My God, how many billions do guys need to spend for some fans to agree they care? These same fans don't want to buy tickets due to the cost, and they say they care more than ownership. I'm not going to say that the ownership doesn't care, the ownership group, but do
you think let's phrase it like this? Do you think the top priority on ownership is fan experience? I do not feel that way.
I don't think they know. I think Ledecky's a fanboy. I absolutely do. I think John Collins is a fanboy. I don't think Scott Malkin is, though.
What do you mean by fanboy?
Like, he's a fan. I think he's a fan, and he wants.
Then you think you'd want the team to perform well, or do what would make the team have a dynasty in the future, as opposed to just pissing away assets?
But the guy who owns the majority of the team is Scott Malkin, and I don't think he cares one way or the other. He's the guy. He's the money man.
That's the one that we need to bounce out.
Well, he's the guy who he's the big money man. Is Scott Malkin.
Okay.
I mean, they got too many cooks in the kitchen. I don't think there's one vision for the team. We've heard before that Malkin has had some issues with what decisions that have been made by some of the other owners. That's a problem. It's a problem, right?
Yeah.
They don't have a direct vision. And I think Malkin wants to make money on the deal. If you want to make money, you shouldn't get into professional sports unless you get into like the NFL, because that's like you're just by showing up
you
and
make
putting
money.
on uniforms every week, you're making money hand over fist. Exactly. Hockey's not like that. Just isn't.
David Sean McDonald here says, "Commando baby, no briefs, no boxers."
State Spot says, poutine, fries with cheese curds with hot gravy poured over it. Great meal when you're drunk. But everything tastes better when you're drunk.
That is very true.
Freedom Fund Adventure says the app to design the jersey was limiting. If you wanted the lighthouse, fish sticks, and New York variations, Islanders should have paid designers to create better versions before a contest. Yes, they should have.
You couldn't make your own logo. I assumed it was probably you could select between the few that they have, and then you could just throw the colors on there.
It's a typical rinky-dink run thing. Yep. Aaron Glennon says, I'll send the email saying I'm interested in fantasy football before next week's show, and I'm not really feeling well about my Red Wings this year. Yeah, well, at least Eiserman's gone, so that's a step in the right direction.
At least you have fantasy football. So.
There you go. And fantasy hockey.
Always a positive.
JP says, that was good sleuthing, X. They put it in for the 1974-75 NHL ABA season. That company that made the scoreboard also designed the Philly Spectrum scoreboard. Good for them. Freedom Fund Adventure says, Darsh has had 2 really good drafts, refuses to give into too much term or salary for players, done a masterful job improving 2 minor league clubs. If not for 3 bad trades, we'd all feel more positive. Yeah, well, here's the thing. The bad trades were all on the NHL roster. I don't care what he does about making minor league teams better. It means nothing. I don't care if their record is 0-80 or whatever many games they play. Doesn't matter. It's about development at the lower levels. State of Survival says, no one is taking Duclair. You have to trade a first to get rid of him. Well, he's only got 2 more years left on his deal. David Sean McDonald says, I knew it. X still has to ask if he can borrow the grumpy old man's vehicle. Yep, he already did. Freedom Fund Adventure says,
wow.
Fredo is a charity case. He got neutered as soon as Darsh was hired. His contract his dad gave him just before he was fired expires next season, and that's how long he'll be. Yep. Now, what should ownership have done? Realistically, what should ownership have done?
We're getting rid of you. We're bringing somebody else.
Clean house.
Correct.
First of all, they knew they were firing Lou. They should have said no more contract extensions for anybody. Nobody. You're not giving out gold watch contracts to all these guys before you get canned. Don't do it. At the end of the day, he might have been GM, but it's their money. So that's what they should have done. Aaron Glennon says, I love fantasy hockey. I'll be ready for that too. No problem. Magician Matt says, it's between the Cubs and the White Sox fans in the bleachers.
Correct.
Freedom Fund Adventure says, I need to see young TJ and Son X photos because I'm not buying this Son X was really cute narrative. Is this like cute to only your parents kind of cute? Like the dog's so ugly it's cute? No, X was really cute. When he was young, he was cute. And TJ was really cute too. I don't know where they went wrong.
TJ could barely even fit in the photos.
Oh, wow. That's not nice. David Sean McDonald says, We're not getting anything from Palmieri. 35 coming off major knee surgery. I doubt he'll ever come close to the player he was before the injury. And he was just an average player, right? Why they resigned him to he was signed to a contract extension by Dosh, another mind-numbing deal, right? Freedom Fund Ranch says, Grumpy, you should build a pool for Dogsy and little baby, but wouldn't let your sons in it. They look like they don't bathe. That dog would never go in a pool.
Oh, you wouldn't let him in there?
No freaking way.
What?
No.
Oh,
I could shoot him with a hose from
he'd
distance.
love going in there. He'd be jumping in there, swimming
Absolutely
around.
not.
Give everybody licks.
Freedom Fund Rancher says, speaking of cheapskate, wasn't Mrs. X supposed to buy son X a Schaefer jersey?
Still waiting on it.
Still waiting. Runs in the family. What can I tell you? Reneging on gifts.
Oh, yeah, because we really didn't get you yours. You're right.
Aaron Glandon says, sorry, I haven't been around in a while, guys. Well, Aaron, we're glad you're back, and we missed you.
Yep.
Freedom Fund Rancher says, Son X, the Islanders do a ton for fans. They do. They do. Thanks to them, the Islanders have the best practice facility, one of the best arenas. They spend loads of money, plenty of events for fans, more access, and now minor league top teams too.
Let me ask you a question. Those events that they have for fans, are they selling concessions at those events? Is there anything, are they selling merchandise during these events? I think that there's an ulterior motive as to why they do these, special events for the fans. I guarantee you they're making money on them somehow.
I think the ownership cares, particularly the minority owners.
Sure, I agree with that. But when you're majority owner, the guy who has all the money is making all the decisions, only cares about generating revenue. It's not good. Your team's not going to be successful.
They've never said no to money holding up a deal, though. They've never done that. They have not done that since this group has been there.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think if they had the ability to sell off Schaefer right now for $100 million, do you think that they would take it?
No. You might as well blow up your franchise if you
think the ownership would take that?
No. Come on. No.
All right.
Freedom Fund Ranch says, Grumpy, note on Evan Gold. He built Boston's AHL team into the best from a disaster. Yeah, but they don't have any talent in the minors. They're not a good minor league organization. They don't have that talent. It's about talent. It's about developing talent. I don't care if you win in the minor leagues. It means nothing to me. I just want to develop those. Let's get the players so they're ready to step right on to an NHL roster and be contributors, big time contributors. That's what I care. That's what I want my minor leagues to do. I don't care if you win an AHL championship or an ECHL champ. It means nothing at the end of the day. To local fans, it does.
Sure.
But it's about, you feel the oldest team in the league, you can win the Calder Cup. I don't care about that. Never have. I care about the Islanders win Stanley Cups. That's what I want to see.
That's exactly right.
Before I die, and I don't know if it's going to happen, X.
I don't know. Anyway, anything else you want to say before we hop off today?
I just want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't, from Son X and the Grumpy Old Man.
I want to thank everybody for coming out and listening. As always, love the interaction in the comments, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks, Grumpy.
My pleasure.